During the month of Ramadan, you have to fast every day, and each of those days you must be fasting. That from dawn until night you must fast. It is an obligation for everyone who is not traveling, for everyone who is healthy, not sick. So all those people, whether Muslim, Christian, Jewish, atheist, everyone must fast. Of course, a person who is not Muslim must enter into Islam. Bear witness to the faith. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Enter into Islam and fast. If you don't fast, on the day of judgment, you will be held accountable for all the days that you haven't fasted. You will be punished. Because it is an obligation. Because it is a part of your perfection and you cannot miss it. Very well. If a person is fasting and commits one of the acts that break the fast, drinking, eating, smoking, sex, that breaks the fast. When you do it intentionally, on purpose with what you do, when someone is fasting and breaks the fast, or one day of the month of Ramadan, you say, I'm not going to fast. It's not your choice. If you are at home, if you are already in your city, you have to fast. It's not an option. Whether I'm going to fast or not, no. You have to fast. It is an obligation. If a person doesn't fast, they say, today I don't want to fast. Or they say, I'm going to fast. Then I get hungry. I get a headache. This, that. So, my stomach is getting upset because of that fast. So, they are going to break the fast intentionally. Let's see. It's a capital sin. Breaking the fast. So what's going to happen? Let's see, we are in the book Tawdih al-Masail, the practical laws. Rule 660. Kafaratu ruza, atonement for breaking the fast. The person who has the obligatory fast of the month of Ramadan and is going to break the fast of the month of Ramadan, for each day that the fast has been broken, they must free a slave, which doesn't exist today. So, if not, 2 months of fasting for one day of fasting lost because you broke it intentionally. Or, instead of 2 months of fasting, you will give 60 portion of the food. The minimum, a portion of the food, is about 750, let's say 800 grams of bread. That's the minimum. A portion of the food. You can't give it to a poor Christian. It has to be given to a poor Muslim in need. Well, you can give charity to everyone. Your atonement must be paid to a poor Muslim. Portion of the food, you must give a portion of food to 60 people. So, it should be bread, wheat, malt, whatever, but a portion of the food. And if all that is not possible, that is to say, if you don't have money for anything, then they should ask for God's forgiveness and they should say, Astaghfirullah. And when they have the money to do it, they must do it. So then, let's see, if that person says, for that day of fasting that I broke voluntarily, intentionally, then I'm going to fast for 2 months. These 2 months must have 31 consecutive days, continuous. And the rest, 29 days, he can fast it separately. What else? That person who has broken the fast on the same day that he broke it must make it up. It's another thing. That is to say, you must pay a compensation and at the same time you must fast the missed day of fasting. When does breaking the fast with a prohibited act? For example, drinking alcohol, eating pork, eating haram meat, committing a prohibited act. What does that mean? So, for example, imagine that person commits fornication with masturbation, for instance. What happens is he watches pornography. My God, during the month of Ramadan. What darkness. What a shame. So he's going to watch pornography, a capital sin. And then he's going to masturbate. So he breaks the fast with a prohibited act. How dirty. He says that he must pay a joint compensation. What does that mean? Joint compensation. Everything we've said must be done together. 2 months of fasting, which is 31 consecutive days. And at the same time, along with those 2 months of fasting, also 60 meals for the poor. You can't say one of them, no. When you break the fast with a permitted act, It's one of the two, or 60 days of fasting, or 60. Poor people that you give food to, 800 grams. As a precaution, it can be a kilo of food. That's going to be bread, wheat, whatever it is, but it must be food for the Shia Muslim. 60 meals. When you break the fast due to a sin, then it will be double. Double. This and this together, it has to be done. And well, that's all. And God willing, may God free us from that great sin, which is intentionally breaking the fast. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.